Alright peoples, this is our first attempt, or my first attempt, at making a video on the Porsche rebuild project. So here you have it. It's ready to start. A couple things I want to point out. We've got the fuel pump. Had to kind of hot wire it for now because it's got a control box unit right here, and what it does is it varies the fuel pump pressure depending on what the engine needs, the old Porsche engine. I don't think we're going to need that, so what I've done is I've hot wired the wires here so that it runs at full pressure all the time. We're going to have to do something about that, and the only pressure reading I'm getting is about 55 psi. I think I'm going to need 60, so we might have to replace the pump, put a better pump in there, but I think that we'll be able to start it today. What else we got here? Give you a quick run around look. There's the inside. As you can see, it's a wiring nightmare, but believe it or not, everything's hooked up and ready to go for the engine to start. What I've got to do is figure out where exactly I'm going to mount everything and then shorten the wires, but I didn't want to mess with any wires until we get it running, make sure all the bugs are worked out, make sure everything works, make sure I don't create any problems with my wiring. So you can see that's kind of a mess in there right now. And we'll come around to the back. Here's what I've done is I've got Camaro catalytic converters attached to the headers, so it won't be quite as loud, because I needed the place mostly to mount the O2 sensors and all that too. We're going to have to get somebody to build a custom exhaust for it. Up here we've got an inlet. The air inlet is actually a 3-inch pipe. They recommend a 4-inch. That's all I had on hand at the time, but it'll be enough to get it started. As you can see, the air cleaner comes out the side. We'll see how that's going to work. Probably going to have to worry about driving it in rainy days, but we'll work on that a little bit later too. What a lot of people do is they'll put the air cleaner inside this area. But the problem with that is then you get all the heat from the engine sucking up hot air. There's our thermostat. Right now we don't have a thermostat in there because the external water pump is going to pump the water through the engine for the initial startup. I wanted to make sure I got good flow and all that, and get all the air worked out of the system for the initial startup. There's our fuel pressure gauge. I turned it on and got some fuel pressure last night. It got up to about 55 psi. Right now it's still showing 35 psi, which that's a good thing. It means it's holding pressure. And what else can we show you here? I guess that's basically about it. So the next video will be the first cranking starting attempt, but this is the initial video to give you a good idea how it's going. That's my power steering pump down there. That's out of a Toyota MR2.